Doing this book, writing this book, and also having the group, have you talked with people or interviewed anybody who has this reincarnation, and you're able to like verifiably prove that, like what they're saying is something that just can't be disproven? Have you talked to anybody about that? Because I know we did say, there's people who's like, I've been, Marilyn Monroe, and well, there's not really a way to actually prove that. But have you talked with anybody that they were able to provide information that perhaps no one else would know?
It's hard because, first of all, on the Marilyn Monroe thing, the way I look at it is if you're having a past life memory, it's happening for a reason and there's a message in it, right? And so ultimately, does it have to be true? Do you have to prove it? It doesn't matter. If it helps you live your life better, if it gives you a message, if it's something that, and so, but back to your question, it only can really be verified in, from children, because children would not have had any other exposure. Now, are there lots of stories in the group and otherwise? In fact, I have a podcast that's just stories. It's not interviews, but it's people writing stories. And some of those are their true stories about some of those experiences. And I write about, in my book, A Love Story to the Universe, I have a past life that's about this, because it's written from the point of view of the upstairs and like, how do you get this person together with this? And it's kind of, whimsical and fun. So it's hard as an adult, but I'll give you a spoiler for my novels, because one of the big premises of the novel is, and it's really kind of the framework you don't find out until the end, so it is a sort of a spoiler, is that what they did in a previous lifetime is they left behind something that only their future self could find.
Oh, that's interesting.
That no one else could find, but they could only find it in their next lifetime. And they did it as a way to prove to the world that it's real. Like, that would be pretty freaking cool.
That would be. You set up an experiment in this life. So you set up an experiment in this life so that your next self can confirm the truth behind this. Be like, there's only one way.
That's right. And only your next self, would remember it. And you leave clues. So that's what they did. So it's like this, Da Vinci Code type of clue thing, but it's a reincarnation thing where they leave clues, and then the clues also include a painting with all these hints, and then people want the painting because people, once they realize that, like, some people would want that information out, right? Some people would want the world to know about reincarnation, and there are a lot of people that wouldn't, right? There's a lot of people who want to protect the energy. But I always like to joke and say, and I say this a little tongue in cheek, but it's kind of like obvious, is when people ask about Christianity, and yes, there's places in the Bible and all that stuff, but isn't the whole returning of Christ coming again? Yeah. Reincarnation?
Maybe possibly, it's reincarnation. Maybe possibly sooner than we know.
How else is that going to happen, right? I don't think cells are going to regrow and build into a person, right? If you want a physical being, you have to. There's some laws of physics that are, So I think, and then you can get into really weird stuff, like, we go there in the group. It's called Life is a Trip, by the way. It's a Facebook group, Life is a Trip group,